this is Mike Cook. I'm back in my home gym, and welcome to episode 22.1 of Anti-Doping Updates. We've got a great story to talk about this week, so let's get started. The story this week concerns with athletics, and it concerns with the Rodchenkov Act. The Rodchenkov Act was passed in December of 2020, and it allows the U.S. Department of Justice to prosecute cases involving providing, attempting, or conspiring to provide banned substances or prohibited methods to international athletes in competitions where U.S. athletes are participating or U.S. companies have a media interest. When this was passed in December 2020, it was met with widespread criticism throughout the anti-doping world because of the reach of the act, because it allowed U.S. prosecutors to be like the world prosecutor of doping offenses, and that was seen as a little bit of overreach. But I'll let you decide if you think that this is an instance of overreach from the U.S. authorities. So the person who's prosecuted, his name is Eric Lira, and he is a naturopath from El Paso, Texas. The athlete involved is Blessing Okabare. She is a Nigerian sprinter. She's a 4-time Olympian. She's ranked 9th in the world in the 100 meters with a personal best of 10.63 and 16th in the world in the 200 with a personal best of 22.03. She competed in the Beijing 2008, the London 2012, the Rio 2016, and the Tokyo 2020 Olympics. She won a silver medal in the long jump in the Beijing Olympics, but originally placed 3rd, but her medal was upgraded to silver when the second place finisher from Russia was disqualified due to a doping offense. So she's been the beneficiary of a doping offense allegation. So Eric Lira is so Okabare also competed in NCAA competitions at the University of Texas, El Paso, and that is where I suspect that they came in contact to each other. So I read the U.S. Department of Justice criminal complaint about this and learned some of the details about this case. According to the complaint, Eric worked with 2 athletes who were competing in the Tokyo Olympics. He provided erythropoietin, or otherwise known as EPO, and human growth hormone, HGH, to 2 athletes, and provided advice on how and when to take them, how much to take in order to avoid testing positive. And one interesting aspect of the case is how the Department of Justice found out about this case. So we know one of the athletes, Blessing Okabare, from the details of the case. You can figure out who it is. The other athlete is not named, and I don't know who that is. But when this other athlete was competing in Europe, the athlete asked a friend to clear out the athlete's apartment and move the belongings into a storage unit. When the friend went to the apartment, they found packages of human growth hormone and HGH, and syringes and packages of syringes, and the packages were all from Eric Lira. The friend notified the FBI, and that's how the FBI learned about this case. They figured out, based on the packages, they figured out that Blessing Okabare was involved, and Blessing Okabare was subject to a random out-of-competition test in June, and on July 19th, the day of her semifinal for the 100, she had already competed in the quarterfinals, made it to the semifinals, right before her semifinal, she was informed of the positive drug test and provisionally suspended. Because she's provisionally suspended, according to the COVID rules for the Tokyo Olympics, people who are done competing at the Olympics have to leave the country within 48 hours. So Blessing had to leave Tokyo within 48 hours. She's coming back to the US because that's where she resides and trains. And at the border, that's when the Customs and Border agents seized her phone and got text messages from her. And that's how the FBI was able to really crack this case, by getting those text messages, because Blessing didn't have a chance to delete them. The text messages showed that there were multiple conversations with Eric Lira requesting that he send an HGH and EPO, confirming that he'd sent that, and confirming that she paid him $2,500 for that. She wrote to Eric, and this is one of the text messages that the FBI seized. It says, "Hola amigo, Eric, my body feels so good. I just ran 10.63 in the 100 meters on Friday with a 2.7 win, and I am so happy. Eric, whatever you did, it is working so well." And Eric writes back to her, "What you did is going to help you in the upcoming events. You are doing your part, and you will be ready to dominate." So, the Department of Justice issued a warrant to arrest Eric Lira, and I believe he's been arrested. He's charged with violation of the Rodchenkov Act in providing banned substances to these two Olympic athletes competing in the Tokyo Olympics. And he's also charged with obtaining the medications, the HGH and the EPO from Central America and South America, repackaging them and selling them, and that is a mislabeling pharmaceuticals offense. So on the mislabeling pharmaceuticals offense, the maximum penalty is 5 years imprisonment, and the maximum penalty under the Rodchenkov Act is 10 years imprisonment. So, in my opinion, this is not an overreaching of U.S. authority case, because Eric Lira is an American, and the transactions occurred on American soil to an athlete who is, at least one of them, was residing in the U.S. So I believe this isn't an issue of overreach. But let me know what you think in the comments, and let me know what you think about the proposed penalties: 5 years for the mislabeling prescriptions and 10 years for the Rodchenkov Act. That's it for this issue. I'll be back next time with another exciting update.